Yeah, yeah. Oh, wait, on second thought.
Ooh, yeah, yeah. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to a segment I like to call Coffee Talk because I'm drinking coffee and I guess this is my little advice segment zone. I was specifically asked by some followers slash friends that were like, oh my God, you should make one about college. And so here I am. But first, let's take a sip of my coffee from my cute Yeti mug. It's pink, by the way, if you're not watching on video. That's so hot. So look at this little tiny clip I got. It's so cute. I don't usually buy tiny clips because why don't I buy tiny clips? Because I feel like I don't have like super crazy long thick hair. Like my hair is pretty medium. That's the best way to describe it. And excuse me. And so by getting like bigger clips, it makes me look like I have luscious thick hair. Like I need a big clip to hold my thick hair up. So I got this tiny clip and it's kind of crazy for me, but it's so cute. It's a little shell. So anyways, let's get into the advice session, college advice session. I have been in college 2 years now. I'm going back next Friday for my third year, which is actually crazy because basically I'm gonna be a junior, but in my mind, for some reason, I'm like already done with my junior year, and I'm like, oh, I'm basically gonna be a senior. But that's not how that works. Sorry. I saved some like Reddit stories and we can talk about those. Most of them are from like the advice section of Reddit, like r/advice. So I was thinking I could like talk about that and if that, corresponds to you, to any of your issues or nerves about going to college or currently in college. Hopefully it'll help. Okay? So, the first one that I think would be like really good to get into as like a student perspective is okay, where did it go? Okay, college is making me unbelievably miserable. Because college was making me unbelievably miserable my first year. And I think that like it's good to just get into it because I think the reality of college is that most people are like, oh my God, it's going to be such a fun little time. It's going to be such a good time. I'm going to meet all these people. I'm going to join a sorority. I'm going to do other stuff. What do you do in college? I'm going to do sports. I'm going to go out to the bars. I'm going to go to the football games. And that is just not a reality for people that go to colleges in New York City, like myself. Speaking of which, no, not speaking of which, it's just reminding me. Look at my new shirt. Isn't it cute? It's really soft and it's from Killoy Bakery and it's so cute. I cropped it because that's how we do. It just was a little long, but I cropped it at a good length. It's not super cropped. That doesn't matter. So anyways, I think that college should suck. Not forever, not for the whole time, but like I don't think it's normal for it to immediately be great right away. Like I moved into my dorm. I thought I was going to be really good friends with my roommates. Oh, and we'll get into the roommate drama of it all. But I didn't. I wasn't. And I'm only friends with one of my roommates and like a different one. We're friends, but we'd never really see each other. Sorry, I'm trying not to say it's hard. So yeah, it's weird. And I thought that people were going to come up to me and try to be friends with me, but it's actually not like that at all. It's literally not like that at all. You have to go up to people. You have to try to engage with them. And then sometimes you become friends with them, you hang out with them for a while, and then they suck. And then they're just not cool people. And so that is probably like one of the worst things about it. You put in so much time, you put in so much energy, you spend so much money getting food with these people just to find out that they are actually like fake and not nice. That happened to me twice. So that really sucks. So anyways, let's read the story and we'll talk about it. Once again, the title is College is Making Me Unbelievably Miserable. Let me take a sip of my coffee before getting into this, and my water, because it's the morning time and I feel like I'm always dehydrated in the morning. Delicious water. Okay. Little cup. Like I said in my video, oh, I don't know if it's out yet. No, it is. In my other recording, I talked about Yetis and being obsessed with them. Yeti, like, okay. So anyways, let's get into it. So I'm currently a sophomore in college. I did my first year at community college, maintained a 4.0, and then transferred to my dream college. It's been 1 week and I want to drop out. I'm taking 6 classes and I don't really know what I was thinking because 4 or 5 classes at a time last year had me at my wit's end. I never should have let my advisor talk me into taking 6. I feel like I've overloaded myself, but I've passed add drop week. I've also just moved into an apartment for the first time on my own, which is adding to my stress. On top of it all, I have ADHD, OCD, anxiety, and depression. All diagnosed by a professional. Okay, well that's good, at least. I'm unmedicated for most of it too because I can't afford it. I feel like all of the cards are stacked against me. It seems so impossible to get homework done sometimes. I've spent 3 days on one assignment that would have taken anybody else an hour or two because there's so much reading involved that I can't focus. I don't know what to do. I feel like mental health-wise, college is destroying me, but I feel like I can't just drop out. I need a livelihood, you know? Anyways, if anybody has any advice, please let me know. Wow. Well, this is a lot different than my situation. But you know, everyone's situation is different. Wow, wait, okay, this is actually a year old. So, I don't know. We gotta find an update about this one because I hope that they stayed in college. Or I don't know, maybe it would have been better for them to drop out. But I think that, like, the best thing you can do when you have mental health issues, like, is go to the health services or whatever it is at your school. Because I know that you can get, like, a lot of help. Like, there's a lot of tools at colleges to be able to, you know, go to therapy. It seems like this person has a therapist, so that's good. But I know it's disability services. You can, you know, it gives you opportunity to like show your teachers like, okay, my doctor or whatever has diagnosed me with this stuff. I actually need an extension on a lot of this work, or if there's a way that I could like possibly get a lighter workload. I don't know. It's like, it's all situational, and it's really important to go to your advisor or your teacher and just talk to them, because for the most part, college professors are like really easygoing. You know, you have to do the work, you have to be present in class to get on their good graces, but it seems like this person really was working hard to stay in school and like get good grades. And also it's probably so hard to go from like a community college to a dream college, which I feel like most dream colleges, in my mind, I was picturing like UCLA because that was my dream college for a long time. And I think that it's just, it's all like, you just have to really make the most of yourself. Is this making sense? And what you can achieve. So if this is like too much, it honestly might be better to transfer to a college that is not so prestigious. Like, I think about Parsons and going to school there. And although I do have like a heavier workload, I have been able to like maintain really good grades because it's not extremely taxing, hard work. That being said, I am going into my junior year, so we'll see what happens. It might get harder. But, yeah. So I don't know. I think that it might be better to like just take a step back, and just because you're maybe not going to go to if you want to switch to a college that's not so prestigious, it might be better to go to a college that's a little easier. Sorry, I can't find my words. It's early in the morning. Okay, so the top comment says, if you're in the US, then your college is legally obligated to provide you with accommodations if you have medical recommendations for them. Hi, like hello. Those could include things like having a note taker take notes for you, longer test times, alternative assignments. I'm a genius, okay? Anyways, although weigh the costs, also weigh the costs and benefits of dropping a class or two. You lose out on some classes that you've already paid for, though if you're early enough, you may get a partial refund. But getting that extra stress off could make a huge difference and be better in the long run anyway. You may get so stressed with your current semester that you end up getting bad grades anyway. Facts! So, yeah. That's basically what I said. Like, pretty much. There was something else I was gonna say. Oh, yeah. So, this, like, reminded me. The reason I knew about that with, like, disability services or whatever, because one of my friends in school, she has like high anxiety and that kind of thing, and I know that she was like able to get a single dorm, like she didn't have to have a roommate last year. So that's like a pro to mental health issues. I'm sorry, I should not have just said that. But you see what I'm saying? Like, there is resources, and I think like colleges are a great place to be able to access those. I know at my school, though, like, it is really hard to, they don't make it super, funny enough, accessible to that kind of thing. Like, they really make it difficult. I remember, this wasn't, like, for disability reasons or, like, mental health issues, but I went to student health services when I first got to school. Well, it was for mental health issues. I was going to therapy. I was going to see, like, a counselor at my school. And the people at the front desk of student health services were so mean. They were so mean. Like, it literally was like my first month, 2 months, I don't know. I think it was like around my first month, because I came in and they were so mean about my vaccination records. Like, one of the vaccinations that I got, what's the one? There's like a serious one that you like have to have. Well, you have to have all of them, but this one's like really serious. Asbestos? No, that's not it. Anyways, I can't remember what it was, but I got it done here at home at like a clinic, and the clinic like writes down all of their vaccinations. It's not like it's not like on the computer like most hospitals are. And so I brought that to them, and my mom went to the clinic, got a picture of it, because I thought I had uploaded that already, but I don't know why like they were being so weird about it. So I go in, I show them the picture, because they were like, you're gonna get kicked out of school if you don't have this. Like, you need to have this, especially if you're living in the dorms. Like, you're gonna be homeless, pretty much. So I was panicking. I was freaking out. So I went in there, showed them the picture that my mom had sent me that the clinic gave her, and they were like, what's this? They were so rude. Like, and okay, this is also the time of COVID, because it was 2022 and we had to wear masks, and they had like the plastic plexiglass whatever thing in front of them, and there was a hole literally like 4 inches wide and like 2 inches tall to talk through, and these MFers literally would not come closer to the thing so that you could hear them. And so I was like sticking my head in this hole, like my ear, so that I could literally hear them, because they had a mask on, I had a mask on, I could not hear them. And they were like, yeah, I'm gonna have to talk to the boss, like I don't know if we're gonna be able to even take this. I'm like a little 18-year-old girl, first time living alone, especially like New York. Like, I was like blown away how rude they were to me. Like, I know it's New York, I know people like can be rude, but they were like, New Yorkers are like helpful rude. Like, they're like not rude, but they're like blunt. These people were just straight up like mean and rude. Like, I think even now, if I were to deal with them, like, I'm a lot stronger. I could have handled it better. Like, I did handle it pretty well, but I did end up going across the street to the other school building and cried in the bathroom because I was so upset. Like, there was no reason for them to be so mean about it. They gave me no sense of comfort. They were like, oh, don't worry about it, we'll figure it out. But they were just like, I don't know what this is. What does this even say? Like, I don't even think we can take this. So anyways, that was just my experience with student health services. And then finally, when I went to my counseling sessions, I had a great counselor. She was like exactly what I needed, like, because it's hard. Like, when you go to your first year of college and if you're struggling, if you're homesick, whatever it is, highly recommend going to the counselor sessions, because I got 10 free sessions. I don't know, do I have to pay for it if I didn't go to the 10 free ones? Look into it though, because it helps a lot. They were really good at like pairing me up with someone that was young and kind of understood my situation. Like, this girl was from the Caribbean and she understood like the struggles of moving to New York and being from an island and, you know, having your entire world on this island and then coming to a city where you don't know anyone and it's so big, and because there's so many people, it's kind of like more isolating. So she helped me a lot, and I think that it's really worth it to look into like getting professional help. Sorry, I just was talking so much. I know this is a podcast, but wow, I just said a lot of words. Okay. Next one. Okay, going back to college at 21, weird or not weird? I'm going to say immediately not weird, but let's read it. Okay, I'm a 21 female who is thinking about college. I graduated high school in 2020 in the middle of a pandemic. I did try attending community college while the whole world was shut down, LOL. So everything was online and very new to everyone, of course. I thought I wanted to be in the medical field, working as an ultrasound technician, but realized that was something I didn't want to pursue. I lost motivation to keep going to college because of the pandemic. It was a weird time to be an, quote, adult, a, quote, illegal adult. No, legal, not illegal, legal adult. I guess, LOL. So after a few months, I dropped out and wanted to figure out what I wanted to do. Here I am, about 4 years later since I graduated high school, working my first, quote, real job, I guess you could say, because I've been babysitting the past few years, and it's got me thinking maybe I should go back to college and get a higher education. I don't know, though. School is very overwhelming for me, and the degree I want is a bachelor's, so of course that would take 4 years, and that just makes me feel even more overwhelmed. I know I'm young, in quotes. Yeah, you're young, like, young still, and have my whole life ahead. But a lot of my peers I graduated high school with are just about done with college. So my timing just feels off and makes me unsure about the whole idea. My coworker is somewhere in his 40s, and I want to say he is in college. Oh my God. So that makes me feel somewhat at ease with going to college at 21. Yeah, it should. I don't know. I guess I'm just looking for some encouragement or wanting to see if someone else is in my shoes. I'm in right now. LOL, I just don't know how I could manage school and working. I know there's people out there that do it, and I give props to them for it, but I honestly don't know how I personally could/would do it. Okay, I have personal insight on this. My boyfriend, 22 male, he graduated high school in 2020, and he immediately went to college in Arizona. He went to Embry-Riddle to study like aerospace engineering, and he did not like it. So he did 1 year there, deferred, and then he was like, okay, I kind of want to do mechanical engineering and go to trade school. So he went to trade school in Phoenix and was doing that for like, I want to say like 6 months. I don't know, but I know that he was in Arizona for like 2-ish years after he graduated high school. He was doing this program, and it was like pretty like strict. I wouldn't say like it was super like difficult, because like I remember him telling like, oh, these lessons are so easy, like it's just like the same stuff, it's online, it's just easy, whatever. But it was like you had to get all of the questions right on the exam in order move on to the next section of the program to be able to finish it. And so he was living in these like really shitty apartments in Phoenix, and it just was like dark, and he was on the ground floor, and so he couldn't really open his windows, like the blinds. It was just kind of sad. There was a sad, gross pool in this little complex. He also was like getting scammed because it was like a housing complex that was like, could be rented to anybody that wanted to live there, but he got it through the school, and the school like marked it up a lot, whereas like for the normal people that just lived there, it was like a lot cheaper because it was in kind of a sketchy area, if you will. So yeah. So he was living in this apartment, going to do these classes, and he just like didn't really like it. He didn't really like connect with like a lot of people. Cause like guys are weird also, especially in Arizona. Like that's a red state. Like I would be worried about making friends there too. So he was doing that. He was working a job at Porsche doing like valet stuff, which I think is really cool. But he was doing that that was like 40 minutes away in Scottsdale. I'm pretty sure it was in Scottsdale. And then after he would get off of work, he would go to the gym, go home, basically like this Groundhog Day over and over again. And he just like didn't like it. Obviously not. That doesn't sound fulfilling. You're not going outside. You're just like not doing a lot for yourself. Like, going outside and exploring nature. Because like Arizona's really a beautiful state, but I think it's hard when you're stuck in the city. And it's also like coming from Hawaii where you're like beach, surfing, like he surfs and foils and does all that stuff. Landlocked is tough. So anyways, he was there for a while. He didn't end up finishing the mechanical engineering program because he just kind of like was having a really hard time with it. And he moved home. So he was home for a year, and then this is where things started to get good. He decided to move to New Zealand with his other friend, and they're going to Victoria University, and they're having a great time, and he's in his second year, and he's turning 23 next month. So he went back to school when he was 21, and he's studying physics right now, and he's like, wants to keep doing school after that. And so anyways, going back to this Reddit story, I think that 21 is like great, perfect, go to school. You're definitely still young. Like at least you're not 40. At least you're not like, I mean, the coworker that's 40 going to college, that's great. But at least you're still in your 20s. Like your 20s is when you get to figure shit out. And then in your 30s, like you kind of have an understanding of life, understanding of yourself, your career, and you kind of get to build your success. So like having to like reset everything in your 40s and go to college in your 40s is like, you're still really young. Like that's young, but it's not like you're in your 20s still. So I think that this girl needs to just do it. Just do it. It's not weird to go back to college at all. This is the time when you go to college. And just because other people that you know are graduating doesn't mean that you can't go back to college and do what you want to do. And like, I think that if people have the opportunity to go to college and get that higher education, you should definitely do it because it will open up so many doors for you. I mean, yeah, sure, there's like people that go to college and they make a life, like the successful lives for themselves, whatever. But that's all to say that people that go to college have it a little bit easier, if you will, because you work your ass off those 4 years in college, get that degree, go into the job market. I know the job market's a little bit messed up right now. Like that's what I've been hearing, but I don't know. I haven't been applying for career jobs, so I can't really speak on that. But you definitely have like this golden ticket that you worked your ass off for, your degree. You have so many more opportunities than all of these other people that don't have college degrees. So go back to college now while you're still young so that you can get your degree and have, even if it's going to take 4 years, who cares? Even if it's going to take 5 years, you're only going to be 26. Like you can still do things in college. You do have to kind of stay in one place, but you get summers. You could easily take summer classes too. Like, there's ways to do college quicker. So just do it, because you don't want to be 40 and being like, shoot, I should have gone to college when I was 21 and regret it. So that's what I think about that. Yeah, college is such a privilege. Like, that's obvious. That is so obvious. But like, truly, like, the way that it opens up doors for people to become successful, even if it's like just an associate's degree, not that that's like anything. Okay, sorry, not just an associate's degree, but an associate's degree, like, that shows that you are like driven to get a degree. And even if you didn't have time to like go to school for 4 years, 2 years is good enough. Like, you're getting that extra education to learn about a field that you're interested in. So, worth it. Get that degree. Honestly, I'm gonna talk shit about people that are like, oh, you don't need to go to college. College is a waste of money. Those are the people that don't want to mentally put in the work to go to college and go somewhere new or whatever. You don't even need to go somewhere new. You can go to your community college. You can go to a city college. You can go to a public college, if you will. I think that those people don't understand what college has to offer, because they're the ones that these people that I have interacted with that are like, oh, like, I'm not going to college. Like, I don't need to go to college. Like, I'm just going to work really hard. And like, okay, what are you going to work at? A restaurant forever? Sorry, I'm just being honest, because it's funny when these people have the opportunities to go to college, their parents can pay for them. Like, I know their parents will pay for them. Or like, there's a lot of opportunity for scholarship, especially in Hawaii, like UH. If you're a resident, you can go to that college for free. So all I'm saying is that people that are talking down on going to college, they're the ones that don't want to put in the work. So if you're ready to put in the work to go to college, good for you, and it will pay off. Because you put in the work in now, you put in the work at like 5 years after, 10 years after you graduate college, whatever, you are going to be successful. And then you have like a good chunk of your life to chill. Like, you still work, whatever, but you don't have to work so freaking hard, okay? That's my goal. My goal is to figure something out that makes me money, or, whatever. So anyways, college. Woo! Let's get into the next one. This one is more like drama, tea, whatever you want. Okay. So here's two. I'm only going to read, there's like 4 that I have. Oh, okay. Well, maybe we'll read 2. Okay. One more like advice one. So this one's really short. Is the college experience worth it? I feel like I kind of just talked about this, but let's kind of get into the experience more. Like, I kind of was talking down on college a little bit in the first story, and the second story I was kind of boosting it. So let's get into the college experience. Okay. Hello. So I've been accepted into ASU, and I'm really excited to go and see. Did you guys just hear my stomach? Anyways, and see how the college life is. But here's my problem. ASU has a program with Starbucks where you work for them and they pay your whole tuition. Now, this will help me a lot as my parents don't have the best jobs to support me. But the thing with the program is that it's strictly online only. And I do believe you could even live in the dorms if you do this. So as I live in Cali, I would basically get no college experience at all, but at a much cheaper degree, which to me seems worth it. But my question is the college experience worth it? So I just take on all the debt to be on campus. No. Okay. Let's talk about the college experience versus getting that degree, because I was saying earlier, college can suck, like that first story, but college sometimes can suck, especially if you don't make friends right away. Oh yeah, so let's get into my dorm life. So this person wants to like maybe live in the dorms, whatever. Oh, yeah. So they can't live in the dorms if they do the online program. So basically, I lived in a dorm in my first year of college, or my first semester of college, and it was 6 of us, 6 girls, and 2 bathrooms, tiny kitchen, 3 bedrooms, 2 girls in each. So basically, I was supposed to live with this one girl, and we were talking. We were so excited. She is now like one of my really good friends. And so we move in. I got to my dorm first. Do that. If when you're moving into college, try to move into your dorm room earlier than the other person so that you can get the spot that you want. So I got the spot closer to the window. Yeah. And where was I going with that? So basically, I was ready to live with my friend that we had been talking on Instagram. We were like talking about what we're going to get for our room. Then we find out that we have to switch roommates. So there were 2 other girls that were in the dorm, and they were going to live together, and me and my friend were going to live together. Basically, I had to live with this different girl. And my friend got to live with this other girl who is our, like, still friend. She's really nice. And it was kind of sad because I was so excited. The 2 girls that were supposed to live together were also excited because they bonded also, on Instagram. So it kind of was, like, shitty to find out that we couldn't all live with the roommates that we had originally planned to live with. But the girl that I had to live with was so weird. Not that there's anything wrong with this, but she goes to, like, the summer camps. Like, I've never had, like, the mainland summer camps. Like, you know how they have it in TV shows, how, like, you go away for 3 months and you're not at home and you're with your camp friends. She did that. It was, like, literally, like, Camp Wichitachi or something like that. Like, those, like, you know what I'm talking about? Like, the movies. Like, come on, you gotta know what I'm talking about. So she went to one of those camps. Also, an only child. I don't mean to talk shit on only children because I'm an only child too. Okay. But my redeeming quality is that I have a lot of cousins that are around my age. So I'm like, okay, that made up for it. That kind of made up for it. Yeah. And I also feel like my parents were like, okay, you just go, like, do whatever, like, be independent and just, like, hang out by yourself and, make friends and do whatever. So I feel like it kind of raised me in a way that made me feel really confident in myself and not to be like this awkward homeschooled looking ass, you know what I mean? Only child. Because I feel like some are weird. This girl was a weird only child. She was so weird. I don't even know how weird she was. She just made me feel so uncomfortable and, like, not, like, I don't want to say not safe because I felt fine around her, but she just, like, was so different. And I think that that's one thing about college is you're going to meet people that are very, very, very different. Different background, different personality, different morals, and different just, like, upbringing. So you kind of have to deal with that. But yeah, she literally, like, because our beds were literally facing each other. So she would look, I would catch her, like, staring at me while I would sit on my phone sometimes. So anyways, she was weird. And then at one point we just did not speak to each other because I tried to be friends with her. She was not very nice to me. And I don't know why. Like, I remember one time we went thrifting and she was really short and just, like, she was short, but she was, like, short with me. Like, she had a short temper with me. So, okay. So anyways, the other 2 roommates that I have not spoken on, they were in the middle of the 3 of us, and they were, like, best friends immediately. They were both, like, rich girls. Like, they were rich. That's all I can say. They had a lot of money. And they kept their room so clean. One of them was from New Jersey, and the other one was from, like, somewhere in Europe. I don't know. But the one from New Jersey, we were the first 2 to move in. So we were hanging out. We got bagels and we, like, had a whole conversation. I was telling her all of my drama with, like, my life at home. And I was like, oh my God, my first friend. Then her roommate moves in. We get back from getting bagels. Her roommate is there. Okay? And I'm like trying to talk to her because I'm like, oh, like we're all gonna be friends. Like, yes. And so she literally immediately, this resting bitch face comes on when I try to talk to her. She does not want to interact with me. Her dad is there. I try to talk to her dad because, like, we're all friends. Let's just be friends with each other. And her dad is, like, so nice. I'm like, oh, yeah, I'm from Hawaii. And he's like, oh, that's so cool. Like, we used to live on Maui. And I'm like, oh, my God, like, awesome. Like, we're, like, family then. Oh, my God. No, we're not like family because his daughter was rude. So, anyways, skip ahead a few months. Me and my friend, guys, my stomach is rumbling. I don't know if you can hear that. But me and my friend that we were, the roommate that I was supposed to live with, but I didn't end up living with, we were close. Like, we literally, every single night, we would sit on the floor because we didn't have a dining table. We would sit on the floor, eat dinner, and just laugh our asses off. And we would always sit in front of the middle dorm room with the two rich girls. And they would always step out and almost literally step on us because we were sitting on the floor, laughing so hard, having a joyous time. And they would always, we would go silent mode when they would step into the room because they just brought down the vibes. Like, they just were like so, ugh. So anyways, okay, we got to get into my roommate. This is a kitchen roommate story. I have 2 roommate stories in the kitchen. So basically, my roommate comes out, the one from camp. And I had, like, we put all of our food on top of the fridge. And I had, like, a jar of, what's that called? Marinara pasta sauce. And she literally drops it on the ground. I don't know how it happened. And it shatters everywhere. And it was such a bummer. And I was like, oh, that sucks for her and us. I mean, because we got to clean it up now. But for her especially, because now she's like embarrassed and she feels bad. I didn't make the situation better because I didn't like her. So I kind of was being a bitch. I wouldn't call I wasn't being a bitch. I was just being kind of like a little bit annoying. I was like, oh no, like my pasta sauce. Sophie, can you not right now, please? So, I kind of kept saying like, oh, who's going to pay for my pasta sauce? I can't believe that I did that. That is like so mean. So anyways, I kept being like, oh my God. And then she like, I don't know if she was just having a really bad day. I don't know what was going on, but she starts cleaning it up. And me and my friend, we start trying to help her. And she's like, no, I got it. Like, I got it. Just leave me alone. And we were like, oh, okay, so we take our dinner and go into my friend's room, and we're, like, whispering, talking about her, because we're like, oh, shit, that was so fucking awkward. And I go back to my room, and she put, like, a $10 bill on my bed or something like that. But she literally, like, comes back into the apartment, or, like, the dorm, whatever, because she went outside. Pretty sure she was, like, crying on the phone to her mom. But I kind of felt bad for her, because, like, it seemed like she was not super close with her parents. I don't know if that's true. I literally have no idea because I don't know much about her, but I just feel bad for her. It seemed like she seemed interesting. She just was interesting. And that was one story. And then from there, that's kind of when we stopped talking because it just was like kind of really tense. It was really fucking tense. So anyways, other story in the kitchen with my other roommate, the rich one. So, me and my friend, my good roommate friend, we were in the kitchen. We were so hungry. We didn't have any food to eat. We were kind of just like scraping together things. These little rich girls had so many boxes of leftovers in our fridge because they were just going out to eat every night. They didn't have to go grocery shopping because they had the money to go out and eat every night. And we were honestly so sick and tired of the boxes because that would take up so much space and they wouldn't eat them and then we would have to throw it away. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to eat it. I'm going to be brave and I'm going to eat a leftover. And it's like a little, I don't know, fajita circle thing, like this big if you're watching a video, like maybe like, I don't know, 6 inches across. Circle my fajita with like beans and avocado and it was so good. It looked good, but it was good because I ate it. Basically, I'm like knocking on everyone's door. I'm like, hello, like whose is this? Because I knew it was theirs, but they weren't home. Then I was like trying to ask my roommate. She wasn't home either. I tried calling them. No one answered. So I was like, I'm going to eat this. And my friend was like, okay, that's all you, because I'm literally not getting involved. And I was like, you're probably smart for that. So I started eating it. The fucking roommate comes home and is like, and I had eaten half of it, and I had it in my mouth. I'm like, oh, hi. And she's like, hi. And all, because she already didn't like me for, I don't know why. I don't know why she didn't like me. I shared my dinners with her. Like, I would cook so much pasta, I would share it with her. She would just continue to be mean to me, but she would be so grateful when I gave her pasta. And I'm like, oh, is this yours? Like, I tried calling you, but you didn't answer, so I just assumed that I just decided to eat it. Like, I was just honest. And she was like, oh, well, I was going to eat that for dinner. And I was like, oh, well, there's still some left. Do you want it? And she's like, no, tomorrow night I was going to eat that for dinner. Sorry, what? There was going to be mold on it tomorrow night. Like, I promise you that. And I literally was like, oh, sorry. And literally she's like, whatever. She like goes in her room all mad. And me and my friend are like, oh shit, like this is not good. So she goes in her room, and then whatever, me and my friend were sitting on the floor talking, and she comes back out, and I just kind of try to talk to her to like break up the tension. I'm like, so how was your day? Like, did you have class today? Or like, what did you do today? And she's like, she doesn't even answer the question. She immediately goes, I really wish you would have asked before you ate that, because like I spent money on that, and like I wish you would have like asked me before. I'm sorry, like what? Wait, you spent money on this? No, you didn't. Your parents spent money on this. You're not working. You don't have a job. You're not spending. Look at all the leftovers that are in the fridge. You spent money on all of those leftovers? Then why aren't you eating them? So, yeah. She got super mad. She's like, I really think can you Venmo me for that? And I'm like, wait, guys, I have a friend coming over, so I just needed to make sure that they weren't here yet. So anyways, yeah, it was just so stupid, and it literally caused me so much stress. I literally like broke down crying, and my roommate was like, oh my god, what's wrong? Like, let's be friends now. And she tried to like comfort me, and I told her the situation. She's like, you really should pay her. Yeah, you really should pay her. I was like, okay, this isn't making me feel better. That's what's been stressing me out. So I ended up paying her, guys. She didn't need it. Also, she Venmo requested me $10. And so I looked at the menu of the place that it was from. Don't even get me going on this, because she like charged me for half of it. Or you know what? She was like, oh, it was $20, so I'm just going to charge you 10. Girl, okay. So I look up the menu because I'm like, okay, was it really $20? The menu of the restaurant she got it from didn't have anything over $20. The most expensive thing there was probably like a what's it called? A pitcher of like margaritas that was probably like $20. I was like, oh, so I just literally paid for your whole meal. I just bought you another meal from that place. So that is probably like what pissed me off the most, finding that out. Anyways, yeah. My roommate situation was actually wild. And now I don't follow any of them on Instagram besides the two that like we're actually friends. But yeah, I saw my old roommate at campus one time, and we were the only two people in the elevator, and I tried to talk to her, and she was just rude. Just straight up rude. I don't know why people are rude to me, because I feel like I'm completely normal and positive, and I'm like, oh, like, hey, how's it going? Like, what's up? Like, how's your life? Like, are you living in an apartment? Like, I was asking her questions about her life. Rude. Just blatantly rude to me. Like, oh yeah, I live in an apartment. I'm like, oh, where is it? Is it close to school? Like, and she's like, yeah, it's like a few blocks away from school. Just the most monotone tone. The most, like, what's the word? It's a flat tone ever. She could care less. So yeah, that's my college experience. I think that that's like a really rare college experience. Like, I know some people have really shitty roommates, but like for the most part, I feel like my roommate situation was chill. I did move out pretty quickly because there was literally like black mold and mice in my apartment or in my dorm, and then like it just made more sense to move into an apartment, and now I have a little cute studio. But yeah, I hope that my college advice coffee talk episode helps you guys. I like this coffee talk, so maybe this will be like a thing that we do, like if I want to record early in the morning, yeah, because yeah. Anyways, I love you guys, and please let me know what you thought about this. Let me know if this college advice helps, because college consumes me currently, and it's kind of fun to talk about. And just get that degree, honestly. Work your ass off, get that degree, because it'll be so worth it. I don't even have my degree yet, but I know it's going to be worth it. It's going to be great. You guys are going to do fine. If you're not in college already, you're going to do fine. If you're going to college, if you're going into your first year or second year, you got this. You already know what you're doing if you're going into your third or fourth year. Okay, anyways, I gotta go now, but I love you all, and I hope you enjoyed this episode, and let me know what you thought of this episode. Okay, bye!
Yeah. Oh wait, on second thought.